It is 2 a.m. You are lying in bed, the ceiling lost in the darkness. You should be sleeping, but your mind is not. It is busy digging. It digs up a clumsy remark you made in a meeting this afternoon. It analyzes the weird look a coworker gave you. Even worse, it rewinds an incredibly embarrassing memory from 5 years ago. Your heart beats a little faster. A knot of regret and anxiety twists in your stomach. You sigh and think, why am I like this? Why is my brain broken? Do I have a mental illness? Science has a name for this condition: overthinking. All over the internet, people call it a disease of the new generation, an obstacle that needs to be eliminated. But there is a truth that no self-help book will tell you. You are not broken. Your mind is not malfunctioning. In fact, your brain is working perfectly. It is doing exactly what it was programmed to do 100,000 years ago, keeping you alive. Let's rewind time. Leave the safety of your room and return to the wild savanna of Africa 100,000 years ago. This was a time when a human life could end in a tenth of a second. There were no police, no hospitals, and you were surrounded by predators at the very top of the food chain. Imagine two prehistoric humans foraging. Let's call them the optimist and the pessimist. Suddenly, the bush ahead rustles. The optimist looks at the bush and thinks, it's probably just the wind. He ignores it and keeps walking. The pessimist is different. His brain immediately sounds the alarm. He thinks, the wind. What if a saber-toothed tiger is lurking? What if it pounces on me? I need to find a way to run or prepare a weapon right now. If that bush was indeed just the wind, the pessimist wasted energy panicking for nothing. He was overthinking. But what if there really was a tiger in that bush? The optimist, with his relaxed and carefree mindset, would be eaten. He was permanently erased from the human gene pool. The pessimist, thanks to his excessive anxiety and his ability to imagine the worst-case scenario, managed to escape. He survived. He reproduced. Nature is a ruthless selector. It doesn't care whether you are happy or at peace. It only cares whether you survive to pass on your genes. And over millions of years of evolution, the genes carrying the trait of reckless optimism were torn apart by the claws of predators. The survivors, your direct ancestors and mine, were all anxious, paranoid individuals who constantly imagined risks before they happened. In evolutionary psychology, this is known as the negativity bias. Your brain is designed like a strip of Velcro, clinging tightly to negative memories and risks, but acts like a Teflon pan for positive experiences. The problem is this: the world has changed drastically, but our brains have not. It took hundreds of thousands of years for the brain to evolve, but humanity took only a few hundred years to build megacities, the internet, and social media. Our biology hasn't caught up with our technology. Scientists call this the evolutionary mismatch. Let's go back to 2 a.m. There are no saber-toothed tigers around you. Your cave is an apartment with a secure lock. You face no physical threats, but the amygdala, the danger warning system in your brain, is still working frantically. Because there are no predators, it is forced to seek out new threats to protect you. And in modern society, the greatest threat to survival is not being eaten, but being ostracized from the tribe. That is why your brain clings to a boss's annoyed glare or a message left on read. To your primitive brain, getting fired, being mocked, or facing social rejection carries a risk equivalent to death. When you overthink a past mistake, it is not self-torture. It is the brain reviewing data, like a night watchman reanalyzing every sound to ensure you won't make that mistake again in the future, so you won't be abandoned by the pack. Overthinking is indeed exhausting. It drains our energy in a world that is already full of pressure. But perhaps the best way to deal with it is not to be angry with yourself. Do not fight your brain, because how can you win against hundreds of thousands of years of evolution? Instead, the next time you find yourself tossing and turning at 2 a.m., smile and silently thank it. Understand that deep inside your mind, a primitive version of you is trying its best to protect you. It is guarding the cave. It is listening to the rustling leaves. It is anxious only because it wants you to be safe. You are not sick. You are not broken. You are just a creature carrying the echoes of history. And you are the descendant of those who survived. Let the night watchman inside you rest. Right now, all around you, everything is safe.